Welcome to Spicy Lady. In a world that constantly demands your attention, your energy, and your emotional labor, protecting your peace is no longer a luxury. It is survival. Today we're talking about something very close to the heart of every Sigma female. How to protect your peace like your life depends on it, because it does. Sigma females don't scream, fight, or make dramatic scenes when their peace is threatened. Instead, they move in silence. They set rules. They protect what is sacred to them with quiet precision and unshakable discipline. These are not soft, gentle rules. These are the laws of a woman who has learned, often the hard way, that her energy is precious, her time is limited, and her peace is non-negotiable. I end this video. I'm sharing the 10 rules Sigma females live by to guard their peace in a noisy, draining, and often chaotic world. Stick with me until the end, because rule number 10 might be the one that changes how you move through life forever. Let's dive deep, spicy lady. Number 1. Selective access is non-negotiable. The foundation of protecting your peace begins with one powerful decision. Not everyone deserves access to you. Sigma females understand something most women take years to learn. Your time, energy, attention, and emotional space are extremely valuable resources. Once spent, they can never be recovered. This is why selective access is not just a preference, it is a sacred rule. Many women are taught that being kind means being available. That being a good person means saying yes, even when your soul is screaming no. Sigma females reject this programming completely. They know that unlimited access leads to unlimited drain. Selective access means you decide who gets your energy and at what level. Some people only get surface level conversations. A few get deeper emotional connection, and only a very small circle, if any, gets full, unrestricted access to your heart and mind. Think about it like this. Your peace is a beautiful, private garden. Not everyone deserves to walk through the gate. Some people should only admire it from outside the fence. Others shouldn't even know the garden exists. In practice, this looks like not replying to every message, immediately not attending every social invitation, not entertaining people who only contact you when they need something, not explaining your boundaries repeatedly. For example, you might have a friend who constantly vents about the same problems, but never takes your advice. A Sigma female will slowly reduce her availability. She won't announce it. She simply becomes less responsive, less emotionally invested. This isn't cruelty, it's self-preservation. Another example. A family member who criticizes your life choices every time you speak. Instead of arguing or trying to prove yourself, you limit how much personal information you share and how often you engage in deep conversations. The beautiful thing about mastering selective access is the freedom it brings. When you stop giving everyone unlimited access, you suddenly have more energy for yourself, your goals, your healing, and the few people who truly deserve you. Challenges will come. People will call you cold, distant, or not the same anymore. They will guilt trip you. This is when you must remember, their discomfort with your boundaries is not your responsibility. Sigma females who protect their peace understand that saying no to the wrong people is saying yes to yourself. It is one of the highest forms of self-respect. Your energy is currency. Spend it only on those who add value, peace, and respect to your life. Everyone else? Access denied. Number 2. Master the power of strategic silence. Master the power of strategic silence. In a world that rewards noise, the Sigma female weaponizes silence. Strategic silence is one of the most powerful tools in a Sigma female's arsenal. When drama appears, when someone tries to provoke her, guilt her, or pull her into chaos, she chooses silence. This is not the silence of weakness or fear. This is the silence of a woman who knows her words are powerful and refuses to waste them. Why is silence so effective? Because most people are uncomfortable with it. When you stop responding, reacting, or explaining, the other person is forced to sit with their own behavior. They begin projecting their insecurities. They over-explain. They reveal their true intentions. And you simply observe. Imagine someone sends you a passive-aggressive message trying to guilt you. The old version of you might have replied immediately, defending yourself or trying to fix the situation. The evolved Sigma female, she reads it, feels whatever she feels, and then nothing. She lets hours or days pass. That silence speaks volumes. Strategic silence protects your peace in three powerful ways. It conserves your emotional energy. It prevents you from saying things you can't take back. It gives you time to respond from wisdom instead of emotion in relationships. This rule is gold. When a partner tries to start an argument or push your boundaries, instead of engaging in a back and forth, you become quiet, calm, unreactive. This often makes the other person unravel because they no longer get the emotional reaction they're seeking. At work. When someone tries to throw you under the bus or take credit for your ideas, you don't rush to defend yourself publicly. You stay silent, gather your facts, and speak only when necessary, with clarity and power. Of course, silence takes discipline. In the beginning, you may feel the urge to respond, to be understood, to set the record straight. That urge is normal, but you must train yourself to pause. Remember, every time you choose silence instead of reaction, you are choosing yourself. You are choosing peace over performance. The world will try to provoke you. People will test your boundaries. Strategic silence is how you pass those tests with grace and power. Master this rule, and you will watch chaotic situations dissolve without you lifting a finger. Number 3, never explain yourself more than once. Never explain yourself more than once. This rule will change how you move through life. A Sigma female communicates her boundaries, decisions, or needs clearly once. After that, she does not repeat herself. Explaining yourself repeatedly is a silent form of seeking approval. It says, please understand me. Please validate me. Sigma females eventually outgrow this need. When you set a boundary, for example, telling someone you can no longer lend them money, you say it once with clarity and calmness. If they push back, question you, or try to negotiate, you do not engage in a second round of explanations. You simply hold your boundary through action. This rule protects your dignity. Every time you repeat yourself, you give the other person power over your emotional state. You enter into a negotiation where your peace is on the table. Real life example. You tell a friend you can no longer always be available for late night emotional calls. You explain it kindly once. If they continue calling and guilt tripping you, you don't write another long paragraph explaining why. You simply stop answering those calls or reply much later. Another example. You decide to distance yourself from a family member who constantly criticizes your life. You communicate it once. After that, you no longer justify your reduced contact. Your actions become the boundary. The beauty of this rule is the freedom it creates. You stop wasting energy trying to make people understand you. Some people will never understand, and that's okay. Their understanding is not your responsibility. At first, this rule feels uncomfortable. You may worry about being seen as rude or cold, but with time, you realize that people who truly respect you don't need endless explanations. And those who demand them usually never respected you or know anyway. Never explaining yourself more than once is an act of self-love. It tells the world, my decisions are final. My peace is not up for debate. Master this, and you will feel lighter, stronger, and far more in control of your life. Number 4, cut energy drainers without guilt. Cut energy drainers without guilt. Sigma females are ruthless when it comes to protecting their energy, and they do it without guilt. An energy drainer is anyone who consistently takes more than they give. They might be friends who only call when they need something, family members who criticize constantly, or romantic interests who bring chaos disguised as passion. The moment a Sigma female identifies an energy drainer, she begins the process of removal, quietly and effectively. She doesn't need dramatic confrontations. She simply reduces contact, stops overinvesting, and redirects her energy toward herself. No long goodbye messages, no explanations, just clean, intentional distance. Why is this rule so important? Because your energy is your most precious resource. Every time you allow an energy drainer to stay in your life out of guilt or fear of being mean, you are choosing their comfort over your peace. Real example. You have a friend who complains about the same problems for years, but refuses to change. Every conversation leaves you emotionally exhausted. A Sigma female will slowly fade from that friendship. She may still be polite if she sees them, but the deep emotional investment stops. Another example. A partner who brings constant drama, jealousy, or instability. Instead of staying because of history or fear of being alone, she chooses herself and creates distance, sometimes even ending the relationship. The guilt is normal in the beginning. Society teaches women that being nice means enduring mistreatment. Sigma females unlearn this. They understand that protecting their peace is not selfish, it is necessary. When you cut energy drainers without guilt, something magical happens. Your life becomes lighter. Your mind becomes clearer. Your energy returns to you. Remember, you are not responsible for carrying other people's emotional baggage. You are responsible for protecting your own peace. Let them call you cold. Let them say you changed. Your peace is worth it. Number 5. Solitude is sacred. Solitude is sacred. For a Sigma female, solitude is not loneliness. It is oxygen. This rule is non-negotiable. She protects her alone time fiercely because it is where she recharges, reflects, creates, and remembers who she truly is. In a world that glorifies constant connection and busyness, choosing solitude takes courage. Sigma females have learned that their best ideas, clearest decisions, and deepest peace come when they are alone. Solitude allows her to process emotions without external noise, hear her own voice clearly, rest without performing, create without judgment, reconnect with her own standards. She doesn't feel guilty for declining invitations. She doesn't apologize for needing time alone. She treats her solitude as sacred space. Practical ways she protects it: having no contact evenings or weekends, turning off notifications, spending time in nature alone, journaling without sharing her thoughts, simply sitting in silence with her own company. Many people misunderstand this need. They call her antisocial or distant. She doesn't explain herself. She knows that those who truly love her will respect her need for space. The deepest truth is this: the more comfortable you become in your own company, the less you will tolerate poor treatment from others. Solitude builds self-respect. Sigma females who master this rule report feeling more grounded, more powerful, and more peaceful than ever before. Never feel bad for choosing solitude. It is not rejection of the world. It is devotion to yourself. Your alone time is where your power grows. Protect it at all costs. Number 6. Set boundaries without announcement. Set boundaries without announcement. Sigma females understand that the strongest boundaries are felt, not announced. Instead of making grand declarations like, "I will no longer tolerate this," they simply begin behaving differently. Their actions become the boundary. This approach is cleaner, more powerful, and saves unnecessary conflict. Examples: instead of saying, "I need space," she naturally becomes less available. Instead of announcing, "I won't discuss this topic anymore," she calmly changes the subject or doesn't engage when it comes up. Instead of telling someone, "You're draining me," she reduces emotional investment and responds with shorter, more neutral replies. By setting boundaries through action rather than words, she avoids arguments, justifications, and negotiations. The boundary simply exists. This rule requires confidence. You must be willing to let people feel confused or uncomfortable. Not everyone will understand the shift, and that's okay. The beauty of silent boundaries is that they reveal who truly respects you. Those who respect you will adjust. Those who don't will reveal themselves through resistance. Sigma females have learned that announcing boundaries often leads to people testing them. Silent boundaries remove that game entirely. This doesn't mean you can never communicate. It means your primary method of boundary setting is through consistent behavior, not endless conversation. Master this rule and you will experience a level of peace that words can rarely achieve. Number 7. Forgive quickly, but never reopen the door. Sigma females forgive, not because the other person deserves it, but because they refuse to carry resentment. However, forgiveness does not mean reconciliation. They can let go of the anger and still keep the person out of their life. The chapter is closed. The lesson is learned. The door stays shut. This is one of the highest forms of self-respect. Number 8. Reject urgency culture. They move at their own pace. Sigma females do not allow themselves to be rushed into decisions, replies, or emotional reactions. They understand that manufactured urgency is often a manipulation tactic. They take time. They think. They respond when they are ready, not when others demand it. This single habit protects them from countless bad decisions and unnecessary stress. Number 9. Disengage instead of escalating when conflict arises. They rarely fight back. Instead of arguing, defending, or trying to win, they disengage. They remove their energy from the situation. This confuses most people because they expect a reaction. But the Sigma female knows not every battle deserves her presence. Disengaging is power. Number 10. Build your life around internal validation. This is the ultimate rule. Sigma females do not build their peace on external things, not on relationships, not on success, not on people's opinions. They build it on how they feel about themselves when no one is watching. They create routines, habits, goals, and standards that make them proud of who they are becoming. When your validation comes from within, no one can take your peace away. These 10 rules are not just suggestions. For Sigma females, they are a way of life. Protecting your peace is how you honor the woman you are becoming. It is how you stay powerful, calm, and free in a world that wants you distracted, drained, and dependent. So choose yourself, quietly, consistently, and unapologetically. Which of these 10 rules spoke to you the most? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. If you're new here, welcome to the SpicyLady-Sigma family. Hit that like button if this video gave you clarity and strength. Subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss new content. Thank you for spending this time with me. Stay calm. Stay strategic. Stay spicy. God bless you.